Forget what the style blogs say. Looking good in your 30s isn't about rules, it's about refinement. Fellas, let's talk. What's up, neighbors, and welcome back to the Gent Next Door, and welcome back to my home office. This is where I work and make my videos. If you're new to this channel, my name is Tinashe. I'm a professional stylist and image consultant for men, and I'm here to help you turn your style and your image into an asset. So like and subscribe if that sounds like you. So I'm in my 30s, guys. I'm a classic millennial, which means that I came into adulthood with the trend and the way to dress being everything close to the body, everything skinny. But obviously in recent years, the modes have begun to change. And that's created a unique challenge for people in my generation, people in their 30s, whereby maybe in their 20s, they were used to having things quite close to the body. But in order to remain relevant in your image and in your style, everything is becoming more full up, more straighter in the types of tops and jeans that we wear. So we're kind of caught in the middle as people in their 30s. So I wanted to address this. How do you dress in your 30s in a way that's still relevant, but doesn't look like you're trying too hard, doesn't look like you're trying to dress like your 21-year-old cousin? And today, I'm gonna break it down. I'm going to show you how I evolved my personal style and personal preferences while still being relevant and not trying to dress like a 21-year-old friends. I'll do that at the end of the video, so stick around. So rather than give you a list of 7 things that you should wear to make you look relevant in your 30s, I'm actually going to go a step behind that because, as you might know, guys, mindset always precedes action. You have to get your mindset right, and your mindset will govern you making the right kind of decisions. So I'm going to talk about how you should think about your style, whether you're entering into your 30s, whether you're in your mid-30s, whether you're like me and you're about to leave your 30s. Because we live in now, we don't live in yesterday and we don't live in tomorrow. We live in contemporary times. So your image needs to be relevant to the contemporary times, but it needs to be true to you, and you don't want to look like you're trying to be your 21-year-old cousin. I always believe that fashion is about acceleration, style is about slowing down. The more time you give yourself to learn and develop and understand, the better and more unique and more refined and personal your style will become. It's called personal style for a reason, because it's about the person. Fashion is about the people. Style is about the person. As I've spoken to in my videos before, style is a system created by capitalists. It was a system designed to have people constantly in need to renew their wardrobe, so that they're constantly spending their money every 3 to 6 months on new clothes so that they remain relevant. It is a system designed to always keep you off balance, always wondering whether you fit in and whether you're current. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just understanding what it is for what it is. Style is about you. It's about what makes you happy. It's about who you are and what you want to express. Now, obviously, style and fashion are joined at the hip. They're Siamese twins, if you like, is how I describe them in my book. So you are going to use fashion items to create your personal style, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're following fashion. What you're doing is taking the bits of fashion that fit around your objectives, that fit around your personality, and that fit around your goals, and weaving that into a personal avatar, a personal image that you want to create. And as a stylist, I advocate that avatar, that image that you want to create, you want as much as you can to be intentional and design the image that you want to create of yourself, rather than conform to an image that the fashion world was telling you to do. However, as I alluded to earlier, we do live in contemporary times. So you don't want to be a robot. You don't want to also be a rebel for the sake of being a rebel. Don't dress like the 1930s, like classical men's fashion, because you just want to be different. Dress like that because that aligns with your values, that aligns with your tastes, that aligns with what makes you comfortable and what makes you feel confident. Do things because you want to do it. Don't do things because people like me told you to. Ironically. So when it comes to the world of image, style, and fashion, younger always means faster. As I said, billion-dollar multinational corporations spend billions and billions of dollars in researching what makes people want to part with their money as quickly as possible. And they understand that that age between 18 to 25, young people are particularly vulnerable to external influences when it comes to fashion and how they look. They understand the psychology when you're young, and they prey on that. They prey on insecurities. They prey on your need to fit in. Hence why the fashion system, before it was always every 6 months. Now you've got resort, you've got pre-fall, you've got all kinds of collections, up to 6 different collections that major fashion houses release every year to get you to part with your money. And then on top of that, you got things like special editions, collaborations, all sorts of stuff to find your personal style. You want to kind of turn the noise down a little bit and slow down and start to learn. So now we're going to talk about things that we should be learning about in order to find that holy grail of personal style as you transition into your 30s. The first things first is update your silhouette. I did a video on silhouette. I'll put the link above. If you don't know what that means or what that is and you want further understanding, I commend you to watch that video because I'll go into real depth in what it is and the different kinds of silhouettes. Learn the silhouette that is relevant to the times that you live in. One of the first things that determine a change in trend or a change in generation in fashion is the silhouette. So as I said, I'm a millennial. I came into adulthood in the late 2000s and everybody was getting into skinny suits, skinny jeans, everything was fitted and tight. And it fitted me because I'm a short guy and I'm a slim guy, and that helped me look more beefier, and it helped me look a little bit taller. When you got a slimmer figure, a slimmer silhouette creates a longer, elongated figure. So it suited me in terms of my body shape. But now obviously the younger people are opting for baggier, looser fits. So what you might want to try and do is, instead of going for skinny jeans, you can go for maybe a straight leg or even a tapered fit pair of jeans. This can help you update that shape of your body that you create. And instead of going for a fitted t-shirt, you can go for maybe a boxy cut t-shirt with a little bit more room in the torso for a boxier fit. They also come with an offset shoulder cut. So instead of the shoulder line sitting right on the shoulders like the one I'm wearing, the sleeve starts just beyond the shoulder line. And it's a classic sort of staple of the contemporary fit, that off the shoulder fit with the boxy cut t-shirt. You can opt for trying something like that. If you are a millennial and you insist on not feeling comfortable in things that are baggy, then you can go for a boxy cut in a smaller size and see how that fits on you, see how that makes you look. But one of the first things you can do when you enter your 30s is just check the silhouette of your clothes. Look at the cuts. Are you always buying slim fit or skinny fit? Maybe you want to try regular, or maybe you want to go for a boxy cut. The next benefit of slowing down and learning is you learn about fabrics. So here's a prime example of how you can sophisticate your look to look like somebody who's a little bit more grown up, but still solve a wardrobe problem. So say it's a spring day and it's getting warm. A young person will just pick up a t-shirt, and you've always worn t-shirts and that's something that you always do. Now that you're in your 30s, you've got a little bit more disposable income and you should be a little bit more clued up about what you like, but you want to communicate a little more refinement and sophistication. Instead of just thinking warm weather equals t-shirt, think warm weather equals a different fabric. So rather than going for a t-shirt, you can go for, say, a linen short sleeve shirt, a little bit more refined than a t-shirt, but it still solves the wardrobe problem of keeping you cool on a warm day. So that's the benefit of educating yourself on fabrics. Find lighter, more breathable fabrics in the warmer months and weave that knowledge into your fashion choices. So as promised at the beginning of this video, guys, I wanted to elaborate on how I've evolved my style in my 30s. Now, when I was in my 20s, I was quite skinny. I was a classic hard gainer. I was slim and athletic, but I found it very hard to put on muscle. So I like to wear slimmer clothes to make me look slightly taller and to make me look like I had more muscle than I looked like I had. So I used to wear skinny suits with skinny ties. Everything was skinny basically, and I was really big into my suits and tailoring. When I got into my 30s, I actually ditched the suits and tailoring and I wanted to dress a little bit more casual, still refined and sophisticated. I've always seen myself as a sophisticated person, but I didn't want to be so stuck up and looking like I was 40 when I was actually 20. Millennials were known for dressing a lot older than they were we were obsessed with beards and suits and looking older. So I wanted to kind of dress like a young man again in my 30s, which was kind of ironic. But when I did get into my 30s, I started taking my gym seriously and I put on more muscle. I've moved up in size. I'm a lot more comfortable in my body. I'm a lot more confident in my body. I don't feel like this skinny guy anymore. I started messing around with my silhouette. So what I found was when I wore baggy up top and baggy on the bottom, I looked like a squashed orange. I just made myself look shorter and less comfortable. I was drowning in my clothes. I actually found the silhouette that suited me. So I wore a fitted top like I am now, but if I just get up, my trousers are high-waisted and loose. So it created this sort of like triangle shape where it was fitted and narrow up top. And then as you look further down my silhouette, it got wider and broader. Because it was a high-waisted trousers, my legs looked longer, so I was still able to mask off my lack of height. I'm 5'9", I'm not that short, but I always want to make myself look a little bit taller if I can. And one of the ways I do that is by wearing high-waisted trousers. So I wear high-waisted trousers which are a fuller cut. I still show off my athleticism by wearing a slim fit top. I found a way to evolve my style as my body changed and as I got older. So that's my thoughts, guys, and musings on how you should be thinking about your style when you're in your 30s. Let me know in the comments if you found this useful and which points I raised really got you thinking. If you want me to make more videos about how to evolve your style as you get older and your body changes, then of course, as always, let me know in the comments. And you know me, guys, I always respond to the comments and I always make videos based on what you guys tell me. I'm here to help you guys improve your personal style. If you are in your 20s and you're on this journey to finding your personal style, or if you know someone who is, stick around on this channel or subscribe to this channel because my next video will be about how to refine and find your personal style whilst in your 20s, which can be a really tough thing because you guys are bombarded by fashion media telling you what to do every single day. Otherwise, guys, once again, as always, it's a pleasure making these videos. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed it, like it, of course, share it with a friend and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Until next time, guys, I'm Tinashe, the gent next door, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.